Some married comets to go in a 6-inch shell, and these are a fast burning charcoal spiderweb formula with Kyle's green. I think the green section I may have made a little bit too long at 3/4 of an inch, probably half an inch would have done it, but we'll see. I'll put plenty of lift under this shell, make sure they don't come down to the ground. And these I've glued together already with Elmer's glue. They're 1 3/4 long in total, and I've got to put 3 turns of pasted 30-pound paper around these now, and then prime the ends with some 4FA. These are 1-inch diameter, by the way. They'll probably be dry overnight. If not, they'll go out in the sun tomorrow for an hour or so. I can see why people make cavity comets. These certainly take a bit of time to make. Hopefully the difference in the effect between this and a cavity comet will be worth the time involved in making them. I think there's 14 in a ring, if I remember rightly, in the 6-inch shell. I'll be putting 3 rings in there. I just want to finish off these married comets so I can get them into a shell and get the shell closed up. I highly recommend that you use properly pasted paper when you wrap these. If you just put a layer of glue on the one side of it, or just paste the one side, it's not going to hug and stick to the comet really well like it has. This is shrunk down really tight, no air gaps, and it's not going to come off later. Now I've already primed one end. You can see it's got 3FA on the end, nice sharp granules which are going to ignite easily when the burst charge goes off. And what I'm using to do this is some BP mixture. This slurry I've made from milled BP and gum arabic, and it's got little bits of 3FA in there which are that hard they haven't actually dissolved into the slurry. This wants a good stir. You can see it's quite thick. It's not super runny. And then I've got a little tub of, I guess it's 3FA to put on the end once I've dipped it in the slurry. So this end I primed this morning, it's already dry. You can do it two ways. You can just paint it onto the end here and press it into the 3FA. I like to just get rid of what's around the outside here so that when you come to put the Comets in the shell, they're not a little bit too big at the top. So you can dip it in there if you want. You can do it either way. But actually I find the brush is easier. You can get the right amount on there without too much on the sides. The slurry needs a good stir every 30 seconds or so, otherwise the water comes to the top. I guess it would probably like just with the slurry on it, but just to make absolutely sure. It's a lot of work making these, you don't want them to be blown blind.